Good morning. I'm exhausted. Anyway, the title for today's video is Organized Crime, No More Immunity. Crime is and never has been more organized than the most recent state of affairs in our world. Three city-states that have run the world, the Vatican, the City of London, and the District of Columbia, aka Washington, D.C. They have been operating with impunity. Soon there will be no more immunity. The latter, of course, is the military arm of the demonic cabal that has tried to install a new world order of tyranny over the entire planet. Therefore, it's good to see people organizing under the National Liberty Alliance umbrella, setting the stage for a major shift that will liberate the world. Yes, I've aligned with other groups before and was sorely disappointed that they could not deliver what they promised. Hopefully this will be the welcome and long overdue exception. Here's the PayPal link for those willing and able to help me. Oh, yeah, I got up at actually about 3:15 this morning, and I've been sitting here at the computer uh, pondering many things that I have to do today. I did get my affidavit finished yesterday, which means I spent pretty much the entire day at the computer pouring through documents and then organizing the affidavit. They wanted it limited to 3 pages long. But I've also been thinking about all of the attempts at creating a better world that have not materialized yet. And I realize that all of the so-called failed missions that didn't deliver what they promised all contributed something to the bigger picture. And that's where my meditation, as I sat here this morning thinking about this, and that's what my meditation is, by the way. My meditation isn't trying to quiet the mind. It's letting thoughts come in and looking at the thoughts and feeling the emotions that come with the thoughts. It's looking inward and the inward reaction to the things that are happening out there too, but it's looking inward at what's going on in me. And God knows, I have felt since I was a child, and I've told you this before, those of you that have listened, I have felt that I was here to help bring about a new world order, but it's a new world order of the kingdom of heaven on earth, which isn't based on Christianity or Islam or Buddhism or Hinduism or Judaism or any other religion. In fact, we don't need religion because organized crime feeds off of our religious dichotomies. And I'm glad to hear people that are in the National Liberty Alliance, especially the founder, which is his name is John Darash, and I hope to be joining them on the call tonight, even though I'm usually sleeping at those hours, from 9 till midnight, my time. And you all know that I get up really, really early. So to stay up till midnight is a push. I mean, I can do it when I don't have to go to the gym next day and I don't have my normal routines. But it's going to be a busy day today for sure. In any case, I do believe that everyone that has tried to do the right thing, and the right thing isn't winning your religious bigotry and saying my religion is better than your religion, my God is better than your God. I think if we closely examine all of the religions, all of them have made a contribution. And that's what I'm saying about all of these movements to establish a better world. All have made a contribution. And we need to recognize and honor the fact that our Creator has made us very diversified and has spoken to us in different cultures in different ways, different mindsets of individuals in different ways, so that everyone can find answers that will help them reach a place in their lives where they become fulfilled. Now, I don't think there are many people in the world, quite honestly, myself included, that are fulfilled at this time. What's going on here? Um, anyway, I think that many of us fall short of our expectations of what we would like our lives to be. We all need more, but more what? Is it more money? Money has been the control system. That's the organized crime system, especially fiat currency that's based on nothing, whose value changes the more of it they create. The value keeps going down and the prices keep going up. There's no stability. And that has to end, even if we're going to use some form of medium of exchange in the near future. As the world shifts, even then, we're going to have something that is stable. Because the problem with the organized crime thing is that it creates instability. It creates war. It creates competition that is unhealthy competition. There's healthy and unhealthy competition. And we need to learn how to recognize the difference between healthy and unhealthy competition. Competition between nations that ends up having wars and ends up having crime to kill the people that want to do the right thing or want to create something better, as the United States has been doing and meddling all over the world for all of my lifetime, really, but especially since the Second World War is the beginning of my lifetime, the end of the Second World War. I was born, right after the war ended, and that's been my bailiwick, so to speak, of what I have to deal with. Now, again, I'd like to see nothing more than God and working through individuals actually create something in the world that will work for everyone, especially you measure it by how does it treat the little people, the people that aren't awake yet, the people that are struggling even for survival. How does it treat the people that are that seem to be the have-nots? That's the measure by which we determine if something is good or evil. If it tries to keep people down and keep people from thriving, and it doesn't help them thrive, then that's an evil entity. That's an evil empire. And the United States has been taken over by people who have created an evil empire. The Khazarian Jews, which aren't Jews at all, as I've said many times, these are people that have been pushing, by far and large, the evil empire, the empire of domination. And that's what needs to change. And so all of these other groups that may seem to have failed, they contribute something. And I'm looking at the National Liberty Alliance now because that's a U.S.-based group that's trying to restore America, trying to restore the United States to its constitutional roots, which comes from the Bible. The Magna Carta comes from biblical principles that were taught a long time ago, and all of the documentation comes from a biblical basis. But again, it's not competition of religion. It's love one another as I have loved you. And that's the dictum that has to be put in place in our hearts, because that's what's going to change our lives and change the world. Thank you for listening, and namaste.